symbolism of the thing. He really tried to get this kind of stuff. And Pierce tells the other party Hurricane Helms and 4 Indy guys in security, take him out. And Gunther looks up you know, fucking goofy, whatever. The security guards look like scared children. And it's like they're cops who are trying to arrest Vince McMahon. They're pleading with him, please go with us there. Please don't hurt us, sir. Just walk with us, if you will. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Dragon Lee jumps Gunther. And they have a little flurry, and they get him apart, and they leave, and then they go back, and Dragon Lee jumps Gunther again. They have a bigger see Dragon Lee like this jumps him. Chest arm, and his hand rolls him between teeth row. Once they get Dragon Lee out there, rather, and then continuing. He walks in and stares at Gunther and then turns left and walks out and makes his entrance. And we went into a whole new promo segment. But what did you think about the first promo segment, Brian?
It was phenomenal. I liked it. It's based on the AJ thing. Since AJ thing, but it just goes just that's the epic. It's different.
It's Dragon. You're right, it's Dragon. And I want to see Gunther and Brock Lesnar because I want to see the match. That's a dream match. Yes, they're goddamn dream matches, but Okada versus fucking Nagasaki. But they're not going to do it now because obviously people would actually be interested in it, and that's not what this thing is about. People want to see really bad movies. But here's the thing, I'm not saying that we won't get it eventually, but I think they're, especially now, they're going to probably go in some kind of different direction. Making Gunther a strong heel and the way they're positioning Brock as a strong heel, they're going to do it anytime soon. And then 20 minutes into the show, they started the first match, which is the three-way qualifier with Rosa Reed, James, Grande, and American. And they went 2 minutes and went to another break. It's a hard show to get to the main of. But anyway, what it stood out here, Jay Uso's timing is ridiculous. And there was a clash amongst everybody here. The Reed against Gable would have been fine. But when you put Jay in the middle, it wasn't gelling for anybody doing anything. It wasn't creative.
Essentially, so and right so there's not something like was exactly what we were.
It was not congealing. Only it was festering. And then everyone they'd get rid of Gable, and they had the little Reed and Jay, and then they get rid of the other guy. But finally, in a series of clusterfucks, I'm trying to see if I can recap this. Gable gave Jay a German suplex, and there was a
Shit.
And then the screen makes the same by just diving over the top of it. Telling really grabbing was not the move. Exertion is vulnerable. It's turned and looked to grab his bicep and looked at his arm and made the motion you made. And there was no reason. This was really looking back. Did you notice it when you watched it first until it developed? Which was playing small and not really anyway, because it looked miss there when they came back. There was this and Gable on the floor on the announced desk fighting, and the doctor was like, was that Richard? That's me, and he seems to have something. Then there was, I mean, you can tell the referee comes over to the other side and tells Jay and then tells Gable something, which was a change of plan. And they got up and tried to build up some next thing where they could have a conversation on top rope. And then called something which ended up with Gable getting the ankle lock and it was rolling through and hitting with spear and splash 1, 2, 3. So the cable didn't register any pain or any twinge or sell his arm in any way. And the actual like save that he didn't seem to either extend it or in it ridiculously overextended. There was no pressure weight on it. I don't know how he did it. Was there something in that suplex lift thing that he did that put it on the goddamn edge and then just it snapped like a right away?
I don't know. It could just be the way that like it was cheating. That was it was like he may have been tired on the way we called it. That's the other thing. I don't see that.
No. He turns and left. It's the right arm that he tore right. It's the left shoulder he lands on. Right now, I can't see it. Yeah. See? See?
It was funny because I went to the edge where somebody wants to read to see if we had a video. First thing I was interviewing went out a couple days ago. Doing the same person. Sitting in the inside. Thinking lunches. So I've seen this thing that came down the issue of this password. It's basically the system that works. You can get your accounts to this.
It's because I hate this page. It is getting this thing. It's killer. Right in the head. I'm staying up. He's hurt. They and they bring Theory in. Wouldn't even set it up and really got hurt. And at least they had fucking 3 even in the Reed's hurt. It's like this thing up. Fucking WrestleMania main event. That's the sad thing. Clear. This was with chances to think he can do some admitting it or whatever. I would say admitting looks stupid, but he can be brought into it if it was a thing that he has. But if you just add people down to add them, then you've cheated the specialist group that makes it for them. First thing they have to cheat them. In the That's what they make some special. I can't even remember it. It's pretty good. It's now been expanded to ability. And he's supposed to win a match to put him into the fucking main event of the pay-per-view this weekend. Unless he knew he was completely fucked and wouldn't even use trying. There's no way he would have got that ring and done something to finish the match. So I knew already, well, he would have come in there like the fucking Black Knight, the guy they played Python with me, dragging his fucking bag and his team. He knew enough that I should not win this because of anyway. So,
never giving
yeah, that's terrible. And that's what we're thinking, and we'll move on. That's the next topic, but I can't say that. Everyone's wishing he was sick of this one son of a bitch. I wish he just died on his head. We don't work for people we hurt for real. But you can also understand why they are. In some cases, when they do stupid things and just a little averages, right? But this was not a enemies to there. Domino's Cage breaking his foot, that may not have been the most thing he's ever done, but there was nothing out of the way here, just a freak fucking thing. It just had to kind of snake bit. Dennis Coburn snake. Business. And then as its own group just man, Paul's age has wrestling now. Read that. But dang, did you get this in all seriousness? I noticed this. Yeah, this thing. Did you notice that that thing Paulie is losing weight? Legitimately, he was just barely bigger than us. Also, it's just it's like any some kids say, this guy is he looks, yeah, like, what the fuck is he gonna kill him by gimmick? He looked like he was 300. He's keeping an eye to see if you see him shrinking away. Possibly it's flesh-eating disease, I don't know. But he's giving him a long life, even if it is. I think to this people, that's the way that damn same word, and it's this wrestling. You got the monster that everybody believes the main event at WrestleMania. And who's going to face Brock at WrestleMania? It's the truth. Somebody put on the screen the dates that Brock is going to be in. Are they all wrongs? I don't believe they are.
Maybe.
But the dates he's going to be in WWE shows between now and WrestleMania, and issues an open challenge. If anybody's mad enough to go down the aisle and get those dates, that's expensive. He did it great. Dallas and Bill I hope somebody good steps up. Because everything they will take people. There's nothing to talk about. There are 8 weeks, and there's nothing to talk about. If they got it, if people keep tracking it and they keep shuffling the fucking deck, season, one guy gets out one thing, and take it down. What is that guy's name? Because they're putting so much effort into still putting heel on as a complete heel rather than a guy we might respect. If it's Open Vivi's got to win. And are they ready to do that? They better be pretty goddamn sure about Open Vivi and what he can do. And take the cachet out of Brock Lesnar's bank account by having him do a job. And if they can pull it off where Open Vivi looks like Conor McGee against Bret Hart, then they've made a superstar. If it becomes Conor McGee versus anybody else, then they've hit the rail. Yes. See what I'm saying? That's not what she's saying. Jericho shattered like a fucking Fabergé. Just like with something there, you never know.
Never seen a thing of big cans. So I can't imagine it too close.
It's not really not messy, you know, the sponsors being here, right? It's here's what happens, you know. So those will be the GMC future. This is the new 20,000 guarantee here in 2007. He was a teenager. The character was he's in shape. He's got that the 0.2% faith pad. Barry Windham was still Barry Windham would be considered one of the most deserved wins next to Jamal Evans. Standing there, come on. Because Evans is in shape. He's ripped, as Hart would say. He's a underdog. He's got the ownership. He's got the pity. This thing's breathe and it explodes with something. It isn't just the floor exercise routine. And anyway, they did a fun match.
And I believe it was the second recent sell his name.
And the only reason he could and it was because I'm not just one of the long averages. It was one of the
Hey, big boy.
To jump out, he was kind of limping and favoring it. So he's got the idea in his head. And I get Grayson over and three of this Swiss three is he doing this? Same beast. This guy, as he's into this.
I hear you.
Invaders, did you? You was a real problem for anybody else. Again, had nothing to say, and you could tell really had to make up his own. Because
How was that coffee, Hendrick?
Finn Balor and Roman Reigns here with the motif of he doesn't like what ifs this guy, what if that guy, blah, blah, blah. He was just trying to set these matches, which he did. Finished with a Mike Tyson season best quarter. His name's CM Punk. But there's no. And the best thing is Roman Reigns going to be there next Monday in Indianapolis. They just let you do stupid fucking things. You know that there was no cameras making it around in here. Besides Sullivan, was already in his place for it. On this show, it's already on through. Now you tell me.
There's 500 possible ones. See, they could get it wrong, but they didn't look around at the either. Which is why Brock Lesnar won't get the coffee never announced anything. Seriously. And then something big like,
was being genuine, and he's. I've said before, you know, AJ's physical talent was off the charts. He's never been fucking on a promo. He's going to deliver. Give AJ 15 minutes. Because he was being real in himself. It was perfect. And he remembered his